30 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Evan Christo is P8. Evan Christo passed Lucky 65 for 7th. Evan Christo passed to Isaiah for P6. Lucky 65 in Yokohama is 8th. Huggy 65 lost 8 to Specky K. Patrick Eflavec in Mercedes Arena is 3rd. Hayes is 5th. Hayes lost P5 to Evan Christo. Evan Christo is 6th. Evan Christo passed Hayes for P5. Hayes in Michael Schumacher is 6th. Specky K in Bill Steinkerb is 7th. Huggy 65 in Advenvogen is P9. Huggy 65 is now P7. Huggy 65 lost 7th to Hayes. Huggy 65 lost P8 to Specky K. Steve JR is 2nd. Best lap is a 2:17.298. 0.679 off the fastest lap. Evan Christo is P5 driving a McLaren, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. Hayes in Mercedes Arena is 7, 0.5 behind to Isaiah. Patrick Eflavec from France is P3, 0.5 behind Steve JR. Isaiah is 6th, 0.3 ahead of Hayes. Specky K on lap 2 is 7th, 0.1 ahead of Hayes. Specky K is now P6. Huggy 65 is 8th, 0.5 behind Hayes. Specky K from Australia is P6, 0.4 behind Evan Christo. Evan Christo is 6th battling Specky K. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Evo JR in Yokohama SSP2 driving a Aston Martin, 0.7 behind #Funlongi. Patrick Eplevek is P3. Best lap is a 2:17.988. 1.369 off the fastest lap. Steve Evo JR on lap 3 is second, 0.4 behind #Funlongi. Hayes is P7, 0.6 behind Evan Christo. Hayes passed Evan Christo for P6. Steve Evo JR on lap 3 is second, 0.4 behind #Funlongi. Hayes in Vidal chicane is 6th, 1.6 behind Specky K. Steve Evo JR is P2, 0.2 behind #Funlongi. Isaiah on lap 4 is P9, 1.3 behind Huggy 65. Steve Evo JR is P2, 0.3 behind #Funlongi. Evan Christo is P7, 0.8 behind Hayes. Hayes was 2.3 faster last lap. Steve Evo JR in Bilstein curve is P2, 0.2 behind #Funlongi. Specky K is 5th, 1.3 behind Lethal Force. Steve Evo JR is second, 0.2 behind #Funlongi. Isaiah entering the pits is 9. Specky K in Mercedes Arena is P5. Best lap is a 2:06.245. 1.287 off the fastest lap. Steve Evo JR is P2, 0.2 behind #Funlongi. Isaiah exiting pits. Specky K is P5, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. 20 minutes remaining in the session. JR in Michael Schumacher S on lap 5 is second, 0.2 behind #Flange. Specky K in Michael Schumacher S is P5, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. Evan Christo is P7, 0.1 behind Hayes. Steve Evo JR is P2, 0.3 behind #Flange. Specky K is 5th driving a Toyota, 0.2 behind Lethal Force. Lethal Force in Yokohama S is 5th driving a McLaren, 0.4 behind Specky K. Evan Christo in Mercedes Arena is P7, 0.3 behind Hayes. Steve Evo JR on lap 6 is second, 0.2 behind #Flange. Huggy 65 exiting pits. Evan Christo is 7th, 0.7 behind Hayes. Steve Evo JR in Bilstein Curve is second, 0.3 behind #Flange. Lethal Force is P5, 1.1 behind Specky K. Steve Evo JR is P2 battling #Flange. Steve Evo JR passed #Flange for first. #Flange in Mercedes Arena is P2, 0.1 behind Steve Evo JR. Lethal Force is P5, 0.9 behind Specky K. Specky K was 1.1 faster last lap. #Flange is P2, 0.4 behind Steve Evo JR. Evan Christo is P7, 1.3 behind Hayes. #Flange is second, 0.3 behind Steve Evo JR. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Lethal force in Vidal chicane is P5, 1.6 behind Specky K. Specky K is fourth. Evan Cristo entering the pits is P7. Tobiasea in Bilstein curve is 8th. Best lap is a 2:10.811. 5.853 off the fastest lap. Lethal force exiting pits. Specky K exiting pits. Evan Cristo is 7th. Hayes exiting pits. Evan Cristo exiting pits. Tobiasea is P8, 0.3 ahead of Huggy 65. Tobiasea lost P8 to Huggy 65. Specky K is P5, 1.1 behind Lethal Force. Tobiasea is 9th, 0.6 behind Huggy 65. Specky K in Advenbogen is 5th, 0.6 behind Lethal Force. Tobiasea in Michael Schumacher S is 9th, 0.4 behind Huggy 65. Specky K from Australia is 5th, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. Tobiasea from Australia is 9th, 0.4 behind Huggy 65. Specky K is 5th, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. Lethal Force was 2.9 faster last lap. Tobiasea is 8th battling Huggy 65. Huggy 65 in Mercedes Arena is P9, 0.1 behind Tobiasea. Huggy 65 passed Tobiasea for 8th. Tobiasea is P9, 0.4 behind Huggy 65. Tobiasea was 1.5 faster last lap. Specky K in Advenbogen on lap 9 is P5, 0.1 behind Lethal Force. Hashtag Flangi exiting pits. Specky K passed Lethal Force for P4. Lethal Force is P5, 0.1 behind Specky K. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Lethal Force is now P4. Tabizea on lap 9 is 9th, 0.9 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force from Australia is 4th, 0.8 behind Specky K. Specky K was 1.0 faster last lap. Tabizea in Yokohama S is P8, 0.6 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force is P4, 1.4 behind Specky K. Tabizea is P8, 3.4 behind Huggy 65. Patrick Eflevec exiting pits. Lethal Force is P4, 1.8 behind Specky K. Tabizea is 8th. Lethal Force is P4 driving a McLaren, 2.4 behind Specky K. Odin Sama entering the pits is 10th. Tabizea is P8, 0.6 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force in Vidal chicane is 4th, 3.0 behind Specky K. Odin Sama exiting pits. Tabizea is P8. Best lap is a 2:10.015. 5.530 off the fastest lap. Steve Jr. entering the pits is 9th. Lethal Force in Mercedes Arena is P4, 3.2 behind Specky K. Specky K was 1.5 faster last lap. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Odin Sama entering the pits is 10. Steve Jr. exiting pits. Tobizaya is P8, 0.6 behind Huggy 65. Huggy 65 was 1.0 faster last lap. Lethal Force from Australia in Michael Schumacher S is 4th, 3.5 behind Specky K. Tobizaya is P8, 0.5 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force is 4th, 3.5 behind Specky K. Tobizaya is P8, 0.7 behind Huggy 65. Tobizaya was 1.1 faster last lap. Lethal Force is P4, 4.3 behind Specky K. Tobizaya is P8, 0.3 behind Huggy 65. Patrick F. Levesque in Bilstein Curve is P2 driving a McLaren. Tobizaya is 8th driving a Mercedes-Benz, 2.0 behind Huggy 65. Hayes in Vidal chicane is P5. Tobizaya from Australia in Bilstein Curve is 8th, 1.2 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force is P4, 2.0 behind Specky K. Specky K was 1.5 faster last lap. Tabizaya in Yokohama SSP8, 0.5 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force is 4th, 2.6 behind Specky K. Tabizaya is P8, 1.0 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force in Mercedes Arena is 4th, 1.9 behind Specky K. Tabizaya is P8, 0.4 behind Huggy 65. Lethal Force is P4, 1.7 behind Specky K. The leader has just finished the race. Hashtag Fnlongi finished P1. Patrick F. Levesque finished P2. Specky K finished P3. Lethal Force finished 4th. Hayes is 5th. Hayes finished 5th. Evan Christo finished 6th. Huggy 65 is P7. Huggy 65 finished P7. Tabizaya finished 8th.